All right, Movember check-in time, guys. So we are Wednesday, November 12th, and the mustaches are coming pretty good, I think. Maddie, let's do a little ISO on the mustache. Can we do that? A little check-in? What do you think? What do we think? Pretty good.
I think you're looking beautiful.
Yeah, I got a little gray in it now. It's crazy.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
Let's go to Steve now. Steve, the soul patch is coming. I'm pro soul patch. I'm not sure why your wife is not. I actually think it looks good.
I think it's holding it together.
Yeah.
To be honest.
It would be unbalanced without it.
I like it. And like, I know some people think this is cheating.
That's not cheating.
I like the stubble around it.
Now, Jesse Jesse's beard is growing in because
it always grows.
It has to grow in, but then you're going to shave it into that.
Yeah, I want to do like the mutton chops in my mustache, but I got to grow the beard in fully, and then it's got to be thick, and then I got to like shave it around and do the designs and stuff for the end days of Movember, but I got to grow it thick first, right? Well, I can't just start it and then kind of shape it as we go. It's not just the mustache.
Jesse, I like the progress. Adam, I like the progress.
Thank you.
You know where I don't care for the progress?
What's that?
Our fundraising. We're at under $300 last year.
No.
What? Last year we got to 7,000.
Oh, we got to do better than that.
There's lots of time left in November. There's lots of time left in Movember. Maybe you're upset that Jesse hasn't shaved it into something silly yet.
It's got to grow out.
It's got to grow out. We got to raise money because it's for a very good cause. Men's health, mental health, and all of that.
Prostate cancer, testicular cancer, mental health, and suicide prevention. In Canada, more than 3 in 4 deaths by suicide are men and boys. This is a huge issue. In Canada, 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime, and 1 in 30 will die from it. And testicular cancer, globally, testicular cancer is the most diagnosed cancer in young men and is the most diagnosed cancer in young Canadian men aged 15 to 44. This is why we're doing it. It's for research for that. And also we get to look goofy for a month, which is kind of fun. My wife cannot stand the mustache, but she does like the cause. She's begging me to cut it off just here and just do a Tom style.
So how often are you like, oh, give me a smooch?
All the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely all the time. So the Movember donation page is actually in the link in the bio. So if you're on YouTube, if you're on Spotify, if you're on Apple, it's in the link in the description. Check it out. Donate to the SDPN Movember team this year.
SDPN, the Steve Dangle Podcast, with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Let's go! Oshawa Generals, Sunday, November 23rd versus the Kitchener Rangers. You should be there because we're going to be there. We're going to do a live show after at the Bond Place Event Center. Bond Street, Event Center, not Bond Place. That's a different spot. Bond Street.
Bond Place,
Is that
presented by Rogers.
No, Bond, yeah. The Rogers Bond Street Center.
Bond Arena, Bond Center, Bond Place, all owned by the telecom,
That's
Bond
right.
Communications.
Bon Voyage.
Actually, Bond Street is owned by a family.
Rogers.
Owned by-
James.
not the Rogers family.
Oh.
Just a family of people who are entrepreneurial, and they've turned it into a pretty cool little spot. So we're very excited for that. Also, a lot of your fun Canadian bands like Protest the Hero and Billy Talent and Ill Scarlet and some of these other bands started at the Bond Street location before it was renovated in the basement where they had an old punk rock venue, and they've since renovated it. It's still a venue, but it's a lot nicer looking, and there's probably less gum on the wall.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Anyway, it's good. It's gonna be
Also,
cool. That's where we're gonna be.
weddings.
You know, because we're really punk rock. We're going to be there.
We're very punk rock.
Super punk
fellow
rock.
teens.
Yes.
Yes. We sure are. Don't you hate when your parents boss you around? Us too.
The link for tickets, by the way, to come join us in Oshawa in the description right now. So if you're listening in audio, if you're listening in video, it's there. Now, what storyline should we, the big, scary, spooky media, go with today? Okay? I got a few. All right? Is it the coach should be fired? Is it the GM should be fired? Is it the GM made trades that looked good at last year's deadline when they were going for it, and now they look bad? Is it the goaltending? A team strength from last year has been awful, and their best goalie so far has been Dennis Hildeby.
Like by a wide margin.
By not even last night, he had a 909 save percentage.
Not even close.
Leafs, could it be that the Leafs are treating the puck like it's the beginning of COVID and touching it will lead you to a hospital bed?
Damn.
Is the storyline Matthews has been injured all season and clearly hiding it?
We don't talk about COVID enough.
Is it that they have no mental toughness and no way to get it because they have no assets to spend? Is it because they have no forecheck and absolutely no back check? Is it because Derek Lalonde's defense system isn't working, among other things? I can't think of anything else that might be a potential storyline, but I just thought I'd try to line them up and go, which one's closest?
Okay.
Are they going to miss the playoffs?
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
start there. If this continues, if they do
Rebuild?
nothing,
No first round draft pick unless they finish bottom 5.
Yep.
Third. We can keep going. Like
they're
there's
going to
more
give the
storylines
Bruins
than that.
the 6th overall pick.
Yeah.
No, this team's going to miss the playoffs. I will say it right now. I still think they're talented enough to make the playoffs. I think they're talented enough to win the division. I don't think they have it.
No,
I don't know what it is. I don't think they have it. This continues. They're not anywhere close to the playoffs.
The answer, let me help you out. The answer is not in the room. So you need to go and get it. Lawton obviously being out and Carlo being there, Lawton being out should be break even. They were a division winner without him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you get him for a full year. Carlo, a full year with him. You were a division winner without him. And they're so much worse. And I'm left grasping at straws for every LFR video. This season's been hard.
Does Mitch Marner not count?
Well, yeah, obviously he counts.
Yeah. I feel like that's if you're talking about last year,
the franchise though.
I feel like if last year you're talking about getting to that point without Lawton, you got to also take away something. You got to acknowledge something that was a big piece of getting there.
Yes, 100%. And they have a bunch of new guys, but think of who they lost. Fraser Minton doesn't even really count. He does a little, obviously, and I hate losing him for the future. He's going to be a good Bruin. It's awful. Steve's, did he play for the Leafs last year?
Yes.
How many games?
Probably
2?
2 or 3. I know he played.
They should have always given him more of a shot, but that's spilt milk. Holmberg. Abruzzese was a farmhand who I don't think played. Other than Marner, who did they lose? Who was a significant player on last year's team? I think the answer is Pontus Holmberg.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. They didn't lose any D. They didn't lose any goaltending.
Steve's played 7 games.
Steve's played 7 games
Had
last
a goal
year.
and an assist.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's only played 2 this year, by the way.
I know.
Blow it out of proportion.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure both were against the Leafs.
The game against the Leafs Saturday was the first game of the season. The second game is the other game against the Leafs, and he scored. And we called him scoring, and I didn't get my bet in on time, and
You're
I'm
an idiot.
upset. I
You're
didn't
an
make
idiot.
10-1 odds on Alex Steve scoring.
I said it on the stream. I'm like, he is scoring tonight.
Yeah, we all knew.
And people were like, people were kind of laughing me off, and a few people bet on it. And when it hit, people went nuts.
It's silly.
What were the odds?
I don't even know.
I think it was north of 10-1.
The guy had 2 career goals heading into last night.
I think.
How many games played did he have? 15?
That was his second career goal.
Oh, for God's sake. They lost Marner, and they did get a bunch of new guys, but they didn't lose significant pieces other than Lane Lambert, who was apparently the straw that stirred the drink. I'm trying to think of the strengths that we talked about heading into the season. They had a good D-core last year that performed well. They didn't lose anyone. They're all locked up. Yeah, I know Tanev's out. For God's sake, you need to be able to survive one injury. The Bruins did. Hurricanes did.
People have also now been telling me that Tanev sucked actually this season.
Okay, well,
I don't know. I'm hearing it on Sportsnet and TSN, and I'm like,
okay, blatantly false.
Yeah, they're like, oh, his game was already falling off. What are we talking about?
Shut up. That's enough. And their goaltending. Yeah. Their goaltending should have been an enormous strength. Now, elephant in the room, has not played a game.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're expecting him to come in and be the savior immediately, I have terrible news for you. If you've been watching the Marlies, he has not been good in the couple games that he's played, and they're actually playing right now. They have a school day game. He's already allowed a goal.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a more important Marlies game this season than Joseph Woll's right now.
So the goaltending has been disastrous. And it's still not even as bad as it could be because Hildeby's been good. Even Caden Primo had a winning record with the Leafs, which is crazy.
But Stollers has started the majority of the games and has been bad.
And been approaching unplayable.
Mm-hmm.
The decor is, I wouldn't miss any of them if they were gone. Any of them.
No, it's bad.
Up front, you got a bunch of guys putting up points. They're not helping the D. And again, like, who do you really miss if they're gone? It's a list of 4 guys, maybe. It's ugly. Like, what is redeemable about the start that they've had other than it's so much more frightening that they have 6 comeback wins, because that means in 75% of the wins they have so far were come from behind.
Hey, can I give you?
They've been losing almost all season.
Let me just give you a stat.
Give me a stat.
I'm going to drop in with a stat. 17 games they've played this year. 7 times they've allowed over 5 goals. 5 goals or more.
I cannot believe that's it.
I know, it feels like more, doesn't it?
It feels like so much more.
Yeah. The reality is, and we'll start at the most important part because goaltending was super strong last year. Joseph Woll not playing. Mm-hmm. Reasons being what they are. That was bad. Leafs trying Reimer and then Caden Primo. I mean, Reimer at least was a no-risk situation. Caden Primo was bad, and then they played him again, and he was worse.
They might have been better off with Reimer.
Well, I think they would have been better off with Dennis Hildeby.
Yes.
And Caden Primo played 3 games. I'm sure Dennis Hildeby could have handled it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty clear to me.
But that was the problem. They wanted him developing.
There's 2 things happening here. Or 2 things that could be true here about Anthony Stollers. 1, he's injured, which he is.
Yeah, and I think whatever he has, he aggravated on one of those first 2 saves.
And 2, he just signed a big contract extension, and
that doesn't kick in yet. Whenever
that happens, people can go into a situation where they get a little bit of the imposter syndrome and they lose their confidence for a little while. Oh. And so, I feel like he made a really good point against Seattle several years ago, it feels like, when he said, I don't like 250-pound men jumping on me. I imagine that might have been the game where something might have happened, which is why he got so mad about it.
So he might have got hurt in that game because I think he was playing pretty well.
Yeah, he's been bad since.
And I got to know how it landed in the room. They don't look like they play for him at all.
They don't look like they play for anyone. And I look at this, too, on the other side of it, guys. I didn't want to believe it. Everything we've been told is that he's healthy. Austin Matthews has been injured for 18 months. He's been injured since the Bruins series, the last time the Leafs and Bruins played.
Such a nothing play.
And it might be a multitude of injuries. Like last year, it was the wrist. Whatever happened last night with Zadorov was not the injury. It was the aggravation of the injury. You can't tell me. I have not seen Austin Matthews play a dominant team on my back game, full 60, since 23-24 end of season when he was going for goal number 70.
Well, how about that's cutting.
It's the truth.
How about Craig Berube plays him like he's Dave Steckel? From Williston Rylander on Twitter.
I love that name.
This season's stats aren't available yet, so we don't know what it is this season, but I suspect it's bad. But this is interesting. Matthews' percentage of time on ice facing elite competition last season was 48%. The year before, it was 40%. He scored 69 goals. Season before, 31%. Season before, 30% when he had 60 goals. Very different use between Keefe and Berube. For reference, in case those numbers mean nothing to you, last season, McDavid was at 34%. Matthews was at 48 last year. McDavid, 34. McKinnon, 35. Even Barkov was only at 42.
But remember, they only had 2 good centers last year.
Who?
Tavares and Matthews.
Oh, right.
They didn't. They had to play him in those spots.
Berube, I disagree, but we'll get to that. Berube is treating Matthews like he's prime Ryan O'Reilly when it's clear he needs to be treated like an actual superstar in this league. So where I agree with you is Domi, like you could never trust in any of those situations. Lawton's been hurt this whole time. I think he was a huge part of their plan. You've had David Kampf right there this whole time.
I know. Is it time to bring David Kampf out of suspension?
If waiving Calle Järnkrok was the cost of having David Kampf available to you over this past 6 weeks, I gladly pay that price. Goodbye, Calle. Thanks for your service.
Well, I don't think anybody claims him.
I probably not, but like you need this player. You need this player. And now he is not even with the Marlies. I imagine that bridge is permanently burnt. He had a good preseason. You've needed someone to take this burden off of Austin. There's a reason it never looks like he's a threat offensively. They're making him do all the defensive stuff. And they're not giving Tavares those assignments. Not really.
Well, they shouldn't.
They probably shouldn't. They have him out there sometimes when they need a face-off win, but that's about it. Waugh did not start the season very well. They have since figured that out. Berube trusts one guy with these things, and it's the guy who scores 69 goals. This isn't friggin' Bob Gainey. This is Pavel Bure. Like, this is why part of the reason why I'm like, Chief might have to go. I can't believe I'm saying that.
So of all the narratives I outlined, that's the one you're going to go with?
What, Chief?
Yeah, I said coach has to be fired. GM has to. I remember I went the whole list.
Well, there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect, and that might be it. I don't think he's using Matthews properly. Interestingly, the game actually seemed to fall in place a little bit after he got hurt. And they don't play for this coach. What was he furious about from the Pittsburgh Penguins game? Jesse, you were there. They won that game. He was still mad after. Why was he mad?
Because they didn't show up until halfway through the game. Maybe 3/4 through the game.
Yeah.
Specifically, they didn't show up for the beginning of the second period.
Yeah, because they didn't show up at the beginning, but he's like, okay, you can make it up in the second period because you're down, so you better show up now that you're down. And they didn't do that.
They did the exact same thing tonight. All the lip service I'm still there, Jesse. In my mind, I'm still there.
I can tell.
All the lip service that we were served for 72 hours between the Penguins game and the Utah game, we're an intense team and this and that and that. It's all evaporated. It's long evaporated. They don't play for this coach. I don't know if this coach works anymore for what they're trying to do. And Adam's 100% right. If they continue on this path, if they just wait for the ship to right itself, they will miss the playoffs, which is not something they can afford to do.
Now, Jesse,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Craig Berube was called out specifically by Keith Pelly at the end of season press conference in the spring, Keith was saying how impressed he was with Craig Berube and how Craig Berube actually has, and we know this from the CJ show, a direct line to the CEO of Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, as in Berube's got a lot more power over this team than your average head coach. So that is not an option, right?
I think it's far more likely Brad Treliving would be fired before Craig Berube. And I think you look at how the team's playing, none of what they are doing on the ice is what the coaching staff is asking them of. If you're trying to give Austin Matthews a fourth head coach here, I think that falls on him. It was Babcock, it's Keefe, it's Berube, and if you're like it's the coach again, I think you're missing the forest for the trees.
Well, then Keith should pay with his job, because what did we say?
Keith Pelly?
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's not
let's sit in reality of where things are actually going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
Let's sit and I told you so. When he got here, he's like, yeah, but I want to just see how things go with Brendan Shanahan. You idiots! You idiots! We told you! Whoever is making the decisions there, you give me 3% of Keith Pelly's salary, I'll fix your shit. I could have...
That's also not going to happen.
Idiots could have told you it was time for Shanny to go. But what'd you do? You let him fire the GM. You let him bring a new one in. You gave him another year. You let him you continue to smear his fingerprints all over a team where it wasn't going to work anymore. And I'm supposed to have faith in this guy?
It took them
making the decision to fire Brad?
It took them 2 years to find a CEO for MLSE. They had they had an acting,
and they chose wrong.
Well, no, that's not Steve. That's not how it works, man. You gotta here.
I think
did they choose right?
Let's get back to the team because I think there's a lot said there.
This is the
team. Adam, I think it's interesting you say you think Matthews is injured. You're not reporting that, right? You don't have
I'm not
information.
reporting that. I don't know that.
Okay.
But I think it's pretty clear.
Okay. So, because last year he wasn't, he admitted that up until the playoffs to the very end, he was still dealing with the
and he's never going to talk about it.
And he didn't want to talk about what we asked him about, and he didn't want to. We asked the fucking guy, and he didn't want to talk about it. And this year he comes in, he says he's healthy all season, and then that hit there, he goes down pretty easy, and so he got that hit. And then he got up and he laid a hit back.
Yes.
Before he went to the bench. And then he goes to the bench and then he doesn't come back.
And they did show a replay about an ankle thing where he got tweaked on the ankle a little bit. Because TSN was looking for it too. But I thought at the time, and Maddie and I were doing the stream together, I thought, okay, he fell forward. So what falls first when you fall forward? Your hands. What did he hurt last year? His wrist.
But they did specify it's a lower body injury.
They can lie.
I don't think they're gonna lie about the upper body, lower body.
You don't think so?
No. If it's a wrist injury, they would have said upper body and hit it that way.
Aren't there repercussions? For
there
that?
are. I don't think they can
lie.
blatantly just lie about the sides of the body it's on.
So
I think it's something in the lower body there. So I think this is a different injury than the wrist injury.
If you look at the major injuries he's had in his career, obviously there was the back injury from the cross check from Jamie Benn, which we're never sure if that will ever heal.
And that was also something that persisted when he played in Switzerland.
Yes. Then you had the wrist from last year.
Jacob Trouba injured his shoulder.
Yeah, that's true. And then last night, if the replays from TSN are to be believed, because it was like a weird thing. It was a weird play where I think his foot got caught on someone else's foot and it just kind of dragged it in a weird way. It looked to me like a potential high ankle sprain, which means you don't see him till late December, early January.
Yeah, that would be a couple of weeks if it's that. But
high
it's a little different
than that.
It's a little different for hockey players because you can strap your ankle in a boot and play like that. We saw Leon Draisaitl play through those things in the playoffs on one leg. So hockey players, if you want to get through an ankle specifically injury, they can do that. But it'll still be a couple weeks.
Yep. I just feel like here's the deal. If you combine your top goal scorer not scoring, because Nylander, Nyes, and Tavares are having great years. That should not get lost. Those guys are having great years. You're outside of Oliver Ekman-Larsson, your entire defense looks like shit.
I trade all,
which is a systems issue. Again, I go back to systems.
McCabe.
And you've got a team save percentage in the 870s. That's not all on the defense. That's Caden Primo and Anthony Stolarz. They've been awful, both of them. Primo's back in now he's in, is it Rockford or Chicago? He's with the Wolves, I think.
Hurricanes.
No, I know, but who's their AHL team?
Friggin', I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's with Chicago.
They change it all the time.
Yeah, they never really have one. And so it's sort of a perfect mixture of disaster. The issues, though, okay, let's talk about one thing that happened last night. So Matthews gets the hit from behind from Zadorov. Berube thinks it should be a penalty. I agree, but I don't think it's like a fine or a suspension. It's a Zadorov hit. It's a boarding call.
It was Eric Furlat calling a game in Boston. You were dead on arrival.
Those 2 minutes don't change the outcome of the game.
No,
of course not.
The Leafs are going to lose.
Especially the way the Leafs power play looked, which was shitty. But it's
improved recently.
You've now lost 2 centers from one guy. Zadorov took out Matthews and Lawton in consecutive games.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And you have a team that does not respond. Bobby McMahon responded on Saturday, and
he's responded 3 times this season.
The Leafs are down 4-3, and Max Domi goes after Zadorov, who smartly does not engage.
He went after him 20 minutes of actual gameplay after it happened, and the Leafs scored 2 goals to bring themselves to within 1. That's not the time.
Yeah, but you can't have it both ways.
Yes,
you want
you
him
can.
to do it or not?
I want him to do it when it happens.
That was his opportunity, though. He wasn't on the ice when it happened.
Adam, I would love to have that many stamps on my passport. I think that'd be fun. to travel the world like that. How many jerseys has he got hanging up? He's played for 100 teams, and he can't stick.
Do I hear Max doing a post-game explaining what he was trying to do there?
Yeah, let's do it.
What was your perspective on the penalty in that?
Which?
Your penalty?
Well, I mean, listen, it's part of the game. You don't want to go to the box in pure period, but at the same time, we're not going to take a step back, and it's like I said, part of the game. So we finished the way we wanted to finish, and I think we just got to build on it.
Damn.
Now, I thought Zadorov's answer to that was even better. Because he basically, do you have it?
Yeah, I can get
Okay,
it.
throw that up, because this is Nikita Zadorov is not an idiot. As much as people like to call him an idiot, I'm a big Zadorov guy. I was hoping he would sign in Toronto.
I hate that he's a Bruin.
He
would be if the Flames weren't run by teeny tiny fragile men. He'd be a Leaf right now.
Yeah. Yep.
It's horrible.
Zadorov is like a perfect Bruin, and they asked him about the same event.
Well, yeah. He's my ex-teammate. You know, I won championship and always shot with him. I'm not gonna fight my friend. I mean, I see what he's doing and the way player he is, and his dad. They've been great to me. So I mean, I have respect to Max there to go after me. Because I mean, for my style and then what I did to his teammates, I guess. But like I told Max, I'm like, he's way. I mean, shorter than me and smaller than me. Like, I'm not gonna. It's a lose-lose situation for me if I fight him, right? So there was no point for me to do anything there.
He was
he's right.
He was singing Jaden Smith. He's shorter than me, taller than me, stronger than me.
That's a good pull, Jesse. That's a good pull. Steve's not in the mood.
No, well,
Steve is not in the mood.
I just
Jaden and Justin Bieber.
We will not have any fun today.
No. People are gonna do the you can't have it both ways thing with this.
That's me. I'm that people.
Yeah, and you're wrong. Like, if this guy is such a problem that needs to be dealt with, you go out and you do it right away. You can tap the what's Craig Berube gonna do? Shoot you down? Coach, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna take care of that problem. Why I oughta looking up at him by 7 inches. Who gives a shit? If it was really about why if it was really about
he took his spinach on the bench and he got out and
and
He's got a little Popeye in him.
and he gets out there and he takes on his door and there was a time where he could have done that, and to me it would have meant more.
Right.
It would have meant so much more, and it would have been he's directly standing up for his teammate. Instead, he waits for what might have been, if you were to come up with the scientific formula, the worst possible time for him to do it, and he fucked the game up.
At the end of the day, it's just a 2-minute penalty, and now your team can't come back.
And now it's a 2-minute penalty.
No, the Leafs could have tried to bail him out. And the reason that they scored on that power play,
David Pastrnak?
No, because they didn't. Because Benoit didn't clear it.
Yeah.
The weakest fucking
That was
clear I've
ugly.
ever seen. This is what you do. If you want to be a team that stands up to people, you are going to take those penalties.
You are going to have to
Benoit
kill penalties.
Fucking biffs it around the. It was like he fired. Like I said, he fired a helium balloon around the. And of course, Hampus Lindholm is like able to grab it on his backhand.
I know.
Are you fucking kidding me, guys?
Come
on.
If Domi does that
and they kill it,
and they kill it,
that's
I'm
what
like,
you do.
Good for them.
That is how you do that, though. That is what this is.
Yeah, but they've already lit you up on the power play that night.
Yes, so fucking pull it together, boys.
Well, easier said than done, apparently. If he did this in the second period or right at the beginning of the third, I'd have nothing to say. I'd be good for Max. But when he did it, I'm like, Max, what the hell are you doing? And he was clearly trying to get something going all night. Like, there's been a bunch of times recently where he's just dropped the gloves and popped a guy and was lucky to get away with it. Didn't he do it against Carolina?
Yeah, he did. He did.
I can't remember.
I forget who it was, but
yeah,
me too. He definitely did.
And he got away with it. And I'm like, all right, well, good for Max. And I had no problem with that. But he waited for the worst possible time, and they're just getting clowned. These guys are brutal at hockey. They're brutal for sticking up for each other. They're brutal for bailing each other out. They're brutal. What is redeemable? Like, this is what I'm struggling with every night. I go, okay.
They can score goals.
They can, yeah.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, who's scoring them?
Their best players.
the same dudes, right?
Yeah,
And-
which is a good thing.
They're looking for redeeming things.
Yeah.
They can score goals. They
You'll-
can put up goals with anybody.
You'll be blown away by this. David Pastrnak scores the lion's share of
I know.
Bruins
Yeah.
goals.
I know. The redeeming things are the same every night.
Mhm.
The weaknesses are the same every night, and they always outweigh the good.
Yes.
They don't even
Nobody's
look good
saying
in the
they're good.
games they win, right?
Nobody's defending them,
No.
and but you're asking for redeeming things. That's a redeeming
They can
thing.
score.
But last year there were so many more redeeming qualities, like the goaltending and all that stuff. And I think, like Adam, off the top, you're talking about all the different storylines. You look at the roster, you look at how they're competing with these teams. The roster's not good enough. Like the players they have collected here are not good enough. And the move that Brad Treliving made at last year's trade deadline, making all those moves, that's going to go down as one of the worst moves of this entire era.
Cool.
Seeing how it's playing out right now.
Yes, how it plays out right now sucks. But at the time, I would defend it all day. They needed it. And by the way, people forget, Brandon Carlo, first off, hilariously, in Boston, averaged over the last few years like 5.5, 6 hits a game. I don't know where that went, but that is the truth. That is real.
The crest is poison.
As soon
Oh my
as
God.
him and Morgan Riley paired up last season, Riley's numbers instantly
Yes.
better.
Mhm.
This year, Riley's better without him. And I don't know what
is
happened to Brandon
crazy.
Carlo over the summer, but he's bad.
Yeah.
And sorry, Morgan Riley's not much better. So when we look at it's a mixture of everything that could go wrong did. And, I'm trying to watch the Marley scored right now to see if Joseph Woll is any good.
How's that going?
We have to start in net. The easiest problem to fix is to continue to start Dennis Hildeby.
Mhm.
And if Woll is not ready after today, you do not bring him up. You bring up Akhtiamov and you sit him on the bench. And you wait until Joseph Woll gets his game back. Because if you bring him back and he gets shelled, he's going to be fucked too. If you screw up his confidence early in the season, which, people forget, he left camp so early, he didn't even play in the preseason.
Right.
Guys, he hadn't played a full game since the Panthers game 7. There is no way you can bring Joseph Woll into this. The defense is not strong or deep enough. You've got to go with the hot hand. The hot hand's Dennis Hildeby, and you wait until Joseph Woll gets his game back in the minors. You do.
You could almost argue, well, they had to do it, but you could kind of use Caden Primo right now.
Or Matt Murray.
Or Matt Murray, damn.
Yeah.
Well, because
They can't
you're
use Caden Primo right
No.
now.
yeah, but you're throwing.
No, dude, he
if
sucks.
if
Like,
you
what?
end up
Startable.
if
What is
you
happening?
end up, well, I thought I was in the middle of saying that.
Oh, okay, go.
If Akhtiamov has to play a game, then yeah, you let go of him too early. But I guess I'm getting ahead of myself.
I think Caden Primo sucks ass, dude. I don't ever want to see him near a Leafs net again. After that last start, there is no fucking chance they could have ever started that player again. No fucking chance.
The TJ,
no chance.
the TJ Brennan of goalies, the Jason Krog of goalies.
That's
They're
absolutely.
He's so elite in the AHL. He's unbelievable, and he cannot play in the NHL.
Adam, what was it, that Columbus game? 700?
700 save percentage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Primo.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it was that high.
Yeah. It was crazy.
I just had to throw that in
It
there.
was crazy bad. They were out shooting Columbus 28-13 and losing 5-1. Caden Primo was not the answer. Dennis Hildeby right now this week is.
It was one of their
Maybe
better
next week
games of the season.
Maybe next week it'll be Joseph Woll again. But if he is bad with the Marlies. By the way, I don't know what anybody really wants to admit it, but Saturday night when he played for the Marlies, he played 36 minutes, allowed 3 goals. Not good enough. Not NHL yet. Gotta give him time. Stollers is injured. You sit Stollers until he's 100% healthy, because when he's not, he sucks, and it's going to screw up his confidence. If you have to punt on this year, then you punt on this year. And I'm gonna fast forward this conversation for a second.
Okay.
2016-2017 Tampa Bay Lightning. Stamkos played 17 games for them.
Right.
They missed the playoffs. This is a team that went all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals less than 18 months before that. 26 games Stamkos played in the playoffs. The not the year before, but the year before that when they went to the finals.
Right.
Kucherov led the team in scoring. They allowed way too many goals. They missed the playoffs, and what happened? The next year they were back and they started building again.
Yes, but you know what Tampa had? A ridiculously healthy crop of young guys.
Yeah, well, time to build.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not like they, with that high draft pick they were given by finishing whatever it was, like 16th or 17th in the league, because they barely missed. They got Cal Foote, who turned into
Oh,
nothing.
dude, they like didn't turn into less than that. They barely hit on their firsts for a while there, but
The Drouin for Sergachev move was pretty sweet.
the Drouin for Sergachev
Monster.
move was crazy.
Monster trade.
Obviously you have pillars like Stamkos and Hedman. Kucherov was a second rounder. Palat, I think, was later in the draft. Tyler Johnson, I'm not even sure they drafted. I think he might have just been a signing. Yanni
he
Gord
was.
was a signing.
Yep.
Tampa went off in drafting and developing for a while. I was looking at all-time.
With the Tampa Bay Lightning, we are ignoring the fact that they went to the Stanley Cup final 2 years before that, and the year before that, they were in the conference final.
Yeah,
Well, no, I
that is
said
also
that.
true.
I did.
Yeah,
say
but,
that.
like,
I just
so-
said that.
Yeah, but with I feel like that's the emphasis there in that, they missed the playoffs then.
Uh-huh.
They were a team that was in the Stanley Cup final. That's not even close to what the Leafs
their
are.
fall off
but
was
I don't think
easily
for an
explained.
apples to apples comparison, you're not going to fucking get one. My point is, and I've said this before, this could be a step back year, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as you sell it off.
Adam, this is a fall on your ass in the mud back
Sure,
here.
but you better make sure you're not going to get your first round pick back
No.
unless you're in the top 5, which is pretty bad.
Yes.
You're gonna have to. If this continues, you're gonna have to sell. That's Carlo. That's you got to sit down with Morgan Riley and tell him it's over. That's Domi.
You just gotta
That's
start
Lawton.
scratching 'em.
That's you got to start firing these guys out. And
Yeah.
and that will be. Listen, you think that this is a short amount of time between now and the trade deadline? I'm here to tell you it's not.
No.
Because the trade deadline, the soft trade deadline, is pre-Olympic break. Most of February is taken up by the Olympics. I think the NHL stops on the 5th, and then it starts again on the 25th. And I think the trade deadline is like March 7th. It's 2 weeks later.
We do 3 shows a week, and I do a video after every game. It doesn't feel like a short amount of time.
I will tell you that these trade. I think in January we're going to get a soft trade deadline. There's going to be some moves before that Olympic break.
I don't have the patience to wait that long.
Well, you don't have a choice because no one's making trades right now. No one.
Incorrect. People make trades in November all the time.
Never ones that change any. Other than the Avalanche last year when they replaced both goalies.
Well, and the Avalanche a few years before that when they did the Matt Duchene thing. And follow the leader. Are the Avs good or are they
They're
good?
very good. They're going to win the cup.
You can do it. It can be done. That's what the money's for. Get her going.
My concern now is that they double down on this and do something stupid like trade Danford or Cowan. And I don't care.
No.
I don't care
no.
if Danford ends up being
I have no stomach
a
for that.
third pairing defenseman. You cannot do that. You cannot do that.
Well, he's gone off since getting traded to the Brantford
Sting.
Bulldogs.
Oh, so is it?
No, the other black and yellow team.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
Sorry.
There was like 3. Or 4. Anyway, he's doing really well there. That team is ridiculously stacked. No, I'm not implying they should buy. Don't continue to mortgage your future. You do have some nice things going for you in that regard. They're not going to help you anytime soon necessarily. You have too many guys. You got to make some hockey trades here. You cannot. There's 31 other teams. I refuse to accept that a trade can't be made now. And if you can't do it, then let's find someone who can.
If you're making a trade now and you're not buying, what are you doing?
You're making a hockey trade, like I said.
Okay, so in terms of what your expectations out of something like that would be, you're getting rid of some of the glut of forwards. Is that what you're suggesting?
Getting some of the glut of forwards. And I'm not married to any of these D-men. Like, if there's a Benoit move out there,
OEL. I would die for OEL.
If there's a,
but you should trade.
No, I'd like to keep him, but if there's a deal out there that makes you better, sure. Like, what defenseman should be protected? I'd do Tanev for the right reasons. You probably want to keep Tanev, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's staying in Toronto.
Yeah, I hope so. He's a great player. I just hope he's healthy.
I just think, you know what? You want to restock the cupboard. This is the year to start. You can tweak this. And I look at the Austin Matthews injuries, guys. He hasn't been good since 23-24, or at least good to his standard. He's good by NHL standards, but he's not been dominant.
He's the
Very
second
strong
highest paid
defensively.
player in the league.
Yeah, so sit him until he's healthy.
Oof.
I just don't understand why you would do it any other way. I like, unless you think really and truly that this team can turn it around. And Jess, I don't know. You're around the players. You're around the coach. Do they think that they can? Do you think that they believe?
That they can win hockey games? Yeah.
Do you think that they believe that? Like, do you feel like, because again, you've been in the arena, you've seen them in person. Do they play for each other?
I don't think like I need to be in the arena to see that. I think like our observations are not incorrect on how the team's playing for each other. You know, they clearly don't have it right now. So then what's the cutoff line? Is it the American Thanksgiving thing? Because that's 2 weeks away. Cutoff line for what, though?
For what are we doing this year? What are we doing? Is it getting more clarity on the Matthews injury? Like, you at a certain point as a general manager, you have to go, okay, there's a fork in the road and we're going this way. So where's the fork?
Every team.
What's that date look like?
Every team has guys who, for whatever reason, are struggling to make their lineup, right? And the Leafs have those too. Can you trade for a guy who's a better fit for your team than their current team? And in the process, maybe you give the other team a guy who it's a better opportunity for them. This is what I'm saying. Like, this isn't, it's way too early for me to look at this season like, just pull the chute. You know, like I've done seasons where they've been bad and I've had fun with it and was able to laugh through the pain. I'm not there yet. They're 500. It's mid-November. I think we're still in problem-solving mode here. So what are the problems and how do we solve them? I think it's the good news, if you're into problem-solving, is there's so many problems. And I think you just go about solving them one at a time. If that makes sense.
Okay, so the first thing is goaltending then.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. Second thing is if you playing Hildeby and he gets you a 900 save percentage, you're happy with that because that's 25 points better than what you're currently getting. You're scoring goals. What do you do about the fact that teams are able to NHL 2012 you and just fire pucks across the ice, east-west, all the way, spread your defense out, spread your goaltending out? How do you stop that if you haven't been able to so far?
You've got to find someone who's good at disrupting, and you have to evaluate, is this a coaching problem? I mean, these players have been in the league a long time. You can ask them too. You could ask them in private or whatever. Like, the head coach having a direct line to the CEO is not how to run a business at all. I think that's actually a terrible idea, because what's the point of Brad then? You know, the CEO needs to be able to have an earnest conversation with Treliving and be like, is this working? Like,
I'm sure they're having that conversation this morning.
Good. I hope so. And I hope Berube is not a part of it. He's the head coach. He doesn't need to be. Like, at the end of the day, coaches are hired to be fired. So it is what it is. I never would have imagined they'd be in this position, but here we are, and it's clearly not working. They do not play for the guy. You know, Pete DeBoer has his problems. Every coach in the NHL has their problems, but you got a great, successful coach like that available. You have to look at it. Someone else is going to scoop him up, and then you're left with what?
Jesse, would you do that? Would you look at Pete DeBoer right now?
No, I don't think the coach is the problem. I think it's the players on the ice, and that would fall on Treliving for building the roster that's not compatible with the way hockey's going right now. Because I see like teams like the Ducks, and I see the Avalanche play like last night, and they're running up and down. You watch any team that plays the Leafs, they're getting so many rush chances, and there's so much speed in there, and I don't think they have the guys to compete with that. And play a style of hockey that's going to be successful right now. And I don't think that's on the coach. And I don't think you give these guys a fourth head coach.
Can I offer a hot take? It's always the player's fault.
Yes.
It's, when a coach is fired, I think it's rarely fair. Like, when Sheldon Keefe was let go by the Leafs, I was struck by how much I was like, man, he really understands what their problem is. Like, it's bugging me that he understands how much their problem is. And then he went to the Devils, and I'm like, damn, that's a good fit. And then he goes to the Devils, and it's a good fit. Like, there's 32 teams. There's 32 head coaching jobs. And I think very few of them are bad at their jobs. It's always the players. But this team made the decision for years and years and years, we're not going to fundamentally change those players. We're not going to do it. So, again, do you like the monster that you have created, Dr. Frankenstein?
Right. Well, you know what? Let's get to the forward performance of the night, and I have a feeling no Leafs will make it. The ready, set, forward performance of the night. I think it's going to be a little bit Leaf-free, which is, I mean, we can't be surprised by that, really. Who wants to start? Because it's after such a frustrating segment with the Leafs, it's kind of nice to talk about something good.
Here, I'll start.
Go.
I'll start with a player that I would kill a man for legal purposes. I'm kidding. To have on my team, Kiefer Sherwood. Look at this video game stat line. In 18 games played, 11 goals, 1 assist.
Wow.
Rockstar stuff.
Who does he think he is? Chris Kreider?
Oh my goodness. 37 shots, 79 hits. And add to that 10 block shots. He is a ridiculous factor in every single game he plays.
Nails is the word.
Nails, whether he's scoring or not.
That is a man. From the time he was fourth line in Nashville, I was like, dude, this guy rocks. They need to play him more.
Let me just do the math.
Canucks who've been struggling, and are we going to re-sign Quinn Hughes? Are we going to rebuild in a couple years? Whatever. He is a bright spot.
That's 4.4 hits per game, which means half the time he's hitting more than that.
That's crazy.
He's ridiculous. I love him.
Jess, you want to go next or should I?
Yeah, I want to go with the undrafted free agent who had an OT winner last night. That's Colin Graff.
You stole him from Adam.
I love Colin Graff.
Was that who you were going?
No, I've got another one, but I love.
Adam
from
has
in San Jose. I have a crush on Colin.
He has a huge crush on
sorry,
Colin.
I didn't know if you were picking him or not. Last night, Macklin Celebrini in the 3-on-3 overtime has a very nice play up the ice. He makes a little pass to Colin Graff, who goes forehand to backhand and beats the Wild there in OT for the winner. And the Sharks, I can't believe I'm the one picking this, but Sharks truth are here on a little bit of a heater. Pick up the win, pick up the 2 points, and Colin Graff with the OT winner. So shout him out.
Love that guy. He's killer. He's going to be a perfect middle six player for them. I just hate it.
Top six.
First time in 1,347 days, Gabriel Landeskog has scored a regular season goal. And it happened against my Anaheim Ducks last night. The Ducks ran into the eventual Stanley Cup champions last night. The Ducks are very good. Mm-hmm. The Colorado Avalanche are elite.
The eventual.
And the Ducks had to learn what it's like to play an elite team. Great to see Landeskog score, not just because he's the captain, not just because it's been an improbable comeback, but it had been, of all the players on that team, all of them are playing well. He's played well, but the goals haven't gone in. And it's so nice to see that happen. I hope it continues. I hope that's like the monkey off his back, that sort of thing.
Can he ride it all the way to being in the Olympics?
Oh, that is a good question. Can you leave a leader like that off the team?
It's hard. This is a guy who, if his career doesn't get derailed, he's probably the captain of this team.
Yes. No question.
Not the Avalanche. He's already the captain of them. I think Team Sweden.
Yeah. It's going to be the Avalanche for the rest of the year are going to be must-watch television. That Ducks-Avs game last night was spectacular. Leo Carlsson was amazing. But seeing Gabe Landeskog score, how do you not feel warm after that? That's what a great story. So that is your Ford F-150 performance of the night. Your ready set Ford. By the way, just a reminder, go to Ford.ca/F-150. Build out your F-150. Yes, Jesse.
And just a reminder, Landeskog's already on the Olympic team.
Oh, he's
yeah. He was one of the 6 players.
Yeah, but is he the captain? No, is he the captain?
I assume he will.
No, I was like, does he make it?
Yeah, Steve said, does he make it?
No, I was wrong.
Yeah. Well, who can remember that? Anyway, listen, Ford F-150s are perfect for work, they're perfect for play, and they're perfect for family. Find yours at Ford.ca/F-150. We talked a little bit about the Olympics in the Ford segment. I want to ask you this. We're getting close to, within the next month, we got to know what these Olympic rosters are going to be, right? It's early December that they may name them.
Yes.
The deadline is, I think, around New Year's, like that date. Oh, so we're expecting a Canada and USA announcements on like the 31st-ish New Year's Day kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay, I like that they've got a little bit more time because I was going to ask you guys, and I'm still going to ask. Sam Montembeault's played himself off this team, right?
Tell me how bad it is.
That's where you want to
Yeah. He was terrible last night.
Well, I want to talk about
played-
guys.
Dude, he's only played 9 games, which
Okay.
I guess is like half the games Montreal's played, but you would expect a guy who's going to the Olympics to be like,
Yeah, you know why
12,
he's played
13,
those
14.
games? He's their starting goaltender.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
He's already lost his job.
His goals against average is a 3.52.
Oy.
His winning record, thank God for the Canadians being really good and young and fun and scoring because he's 4-4-1, so Bettman 500.
Crazy.
And his save percentage is 861.
How is he 500?
I know.
Wow.
That's because the Habs are good. Now, he's allowed in 9 games 32 goals.
Oy.
And I just, I look at this and I go, okay. I thought it was an odd thing to do last year, but he was their third goalie. Who cares?
It didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they've got to bring Binnington because he got them the Four Nations. He won them the Four Nations thing. He was amazing.
Such a clear proof of concept with him. Like
he did it.
Oh, can we win with him? Yes.
Yeah. I can give him the spot. It's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Montembeault can't go.
No. And just for context, the list is due on the 31st. The Doug Armstrong spoke to Pierre LeBrun yesterday.
Because they had the meetings on was it yesterday
11th.
or the day?
It was yesterday, yeah. He emerged from the meeting saying his management group is down to 35 to 40 players on their list currently.
The
group was 90 in September. So they've chopped it in a lot. More than half. And they said that our meeting will be next week, our next meeting will be first week of December. We're hoping to probably have 80% of the team penciled in and then use that last month to round out the roster and use January for potential replacement players.
Because you'd probably have injuries?
Yeah, so they can do replacement theirs for injuries. Team Canada staff will keep scouting throughout January in case a change can be made because of injuries. Team Canada plans to have a small group of players identified as the next wave in case of injuries. That was from Pierre LeBrun. So the 25 players down to on December 31st, if you're looking at chopping from 90 to down to that, there's no way Montembeault's on that list.
He can't be on the 30 to 40 right now.
No, that 90 to 35, no way.
And,
there are other goalies.
So it was weird. It was super weird. The reason they didn't bring Logan Thompson last year has now come out, and it's like, well, they were worried that he wouldn't be able to handle being a backup. And listen, I'll take Logan aside if you need me to, guys, and I'll be like, Logan, listen. Jordan's gonna start.
You don't know if he
because remember Cassidy was it Cassidy? Cassidy was his coach in Vegas, and he didn't like being the backup there, which is why he requested a trade. Aiden Hill didn't mind being the backup. I think Bruce Cassidy was like, well, Logan doesn't like being a backup, so maybe we shouldn't bring him.
And I think all of that right now is water under the bridge with how Canada goaltending is performing.
Yeah.
This guy is clearly the best on-ice performer so far this season. He's going to be on the short list for this team. He's one of the last 5.
By an insanely wide margin.
Yeah, it's not even close.
No.
If Binnington hadn't performed, if we had no Four Nations, let's say we just had an All-Star game last year.
Yeah.
Binnington is not on this team either. I'll pull up his stats for you.
Maybe not. No, I know he's been poor.
Is he a whole lot different than Montembeault? No, 873 save percentage.
Oof.
He's 4-5-2, 321. The Blues are bad, and he's allowed 34 goals in 12 games.
Yeah, I give him a little bit more because the Blues stink.
Can I give you my
can't
3?
believe how bad they are.
I've already
Give it to us.
Hey, Team Canada, call me. I've already made mine.
Jesse, do it.
It's Jordan Binnington.
Yeah.
It's Logan Thompson.
Yes.
And it's Scott Wedgwood. Those are my 3 goaltenders.
That's interesting.
Wedgwood has been unreal for the Avs so far this season. I think he is 10-1. He has 10 wins and 1 loss.
Crazy.
Because the Avs are unbelievable. So I think he's performed enough for a very good team that he can earn that spot.
Yeah, but does he know how to play behind Taves and Makar?
I think having all those Avs there will be fun.
And you should. They're the best team.
Logan Thompson, I think, best goaltender on the ice. Wedgwood, best goaltender on best team. And then Binnington, champion, won it already. He gets that spot. Other players in contention, none, because they're all kind of bad. Like we're thinking like Stuart.
Kemper?
We're thinking Stuart Skinner.
No,
I go Kemper ahead of Skinner.
Only Stuart Skinner is thinking Stuart Skinner. That there's no chance.
I'm not.
And
even
no
sure about
one
that.
Kemper. No one Kemper.
No.
And no disrespect to Kemper. LA's not doing too bad.
I say Kemper high pitched.
I'll give you the list. Other guys you could consider. Jake Allen.
I like Jake Allen, actually. I
That's
like him
insane.
a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Darcy Kemper.
No.
Sure.
Tristan Jarry.
No.
No.
He's had a good start, but no.
Cam Talbot.
No.
Jet Greaves.
No.
I like him, but no.
And then we get to the Joel Hofers,
No.
the Nico Dawses of the
The
world.
backup goalie for the Blues?
Like,
no.
we're not going. So, like, that's kind of the start and the end of it.
We need to talk to somebody associated with Hockey Canada who knows something about goaltending. What the fuck happened? Like who's the last great goalie Hockey Canada produced? Carey Price? Like, what do we got?
Probably.
What's going on here? This used to be a strength. We used to go to Olympics with, oh man, we know we got to bring Brodeur. We know we got to bring Wash. Should we bring Belfour or Cujo as the third?
It was insane.
But like Jarry's Stanley Cup champion, you know, like at his peak, good.
Jesse.
What?
Jesse. No.
At his peak, he was
had
good.
a good October. They would have bought him
And I used to be 180 pounds.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago,
dude.
Both of those things happened a long time ago.
Is great. Yeah, I'm wrong. Okay.
Yeah, and
here's the list right now of Canadian goaltenders based on wins: Wedgwood, Thompson, Allen, Kemper, Jarry, Talbot, Skinner, Montembeault, Greaves, Bennington. That's the top 10 this year. Canadian goaltenders wins.
I like
It's
Jake Allen
dark.
a lot. I know they're not going to do it, but I really think he's always been good and is the perfect backup.
Eden Hill has one win.
Yeah, but it's hard to go against
I know he's
Wedgwood.
been hurt, but
hard to go against Wedgwood. You can't not have Logan Thompson, and they're glued to Bennington.
Yep.
I
think those are the three.
And you know what? Here's my concern with this crop of Hockey Canada, and I'm going to just say it. This feels very 2006 to me. And the 2006 team took Yzerman, who was injured and cooked, Sakic, who was injured and cooked, did not take Sidney Crosby, missed out on some other guys too, and no disrespect to Sakic and Yzerman. Legends. Amazing players. Won gold medals for Canada. Should not have been there. And so you got to have young guys. I'm concerned up front. Their defense is going to be fine.
You got to remember, this is how we were talking about Canada like this time last year.
Yes. There was no proof of concept with Bennington last year either. I'm only including him because Doug Armstrong clearly has naked pictures of everybody else.
There's
the way,
more
he
wiggle
was
room.
right. He was right.
Way more wiggle room in the Olympics to change your goalie.
Yes, there is.
Way more, and Canada's
the NHL
done
just
it.
likes to make things obscenely hard for no reason.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's great? We play by the rules except for when we're on the ice. That's what the NHL's like. So here's my issue. You don't bring. If you look at the season the way it's gone so far, okay? If we were starting today, and I'm assuming everything continues because I can only give you what I have seen.
Right.
If you bring this team and you don't include Celebrini and you don't include Bedard, you're a fucking moron.
I don't think that's happening. I think they're both going.
They better both go.
And there was a name there that some people were like, "What the?" Craig Button and Mike Johnston did a team, and they had Bo Horvat, and people.
He's
were
been
like,
amazing. He's been amazing.
This is how I know people don't pay attention to the Isles. This is a team that I didn't expect much out of, but they've done pretty well. Horvat in 16 games has 20 points, 12 of them goals. 12 of them goals. He's been really, really good. It's Team Canada, right? Like, you're always going to be able to ice like two teams.
Yeah.
Which, damn it, if the Olympics were any fun, they would do it.
Here's the part, though, that I think is most important about bringing those two guys.
Uh-huh.
Because you don't even have to play them. They can be spares, right? But my point is,
You don't have to play them every game.
They need to be, and you have more games than you would have at Four Nations.
Yep.
They need to be there because they are the future. You have to bring guys that are the future,
I don't hate that.
especially centermen. We know who this defenseman of the future is that's going to be on this Canada roster, and that's Thomas Harley. And he deserves it.
Max going. Like, Celebrini's going. In the
They're
summer,
worried
wasn't
that
he?
they're going to have to insulate Bedard. And I'm like, guys, are you
What-
with Makar and Taves? You have to insulate anybody? You don't have to worry.
Wasn't Celebrini training with Sid and McKinnon?
I don't know.
Or something
I
this summer?
didn't pay attention to that. But
Or no,
he might have been.
Celebrini was on the World Championship team playing with Sid.
Okay.
He's going. They're bringing him.
You need to have him there.
Yeah.
He needs the experience. Bedard needs the experience. They need to see guys like Sid and McDavid up close. They need to watch them, to be mentored by them.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago and San Jose must be just frothing at the mouth to have that kind of mentorship for those players. Like how amazing. You have to, if you're Hockey Canada, this is a continuation thing. We are going back to the Olympics full time here. And so Celebrini and Bedard are 1 and 2 and Olympics from now.
Okay, so how do you guys feel about this? Chris Johnston of the Chris Johnston Show
Never heard of him.
Sorry.
wrote this little thing in The Athletic. Brad Marchand and Drew Doughty remain decent bets to make Team Canada despite their age. Marchand has had a strong start to the season, leading the Panthers in scoring. Doughty, who turns 36 in December, is still the runaway leader in ice time for the Kings. There's another critical reason that Marchand and Doughty have added value. Their vocal leadership within the group at Four Nations was felt to be vital to the success of that team. Adam and Steve, you're head of Hockey Canada, in charge of this team building it. Are Doughty and Marchand locks for you?
Absolutely.
It's a thing.
Okay.
Yep.
It's a thing. Marchand 1 billion %. And I mean, Doughty was pretty good at Four Nations.
And Doughty's still good. Doughty's good. I don't know what, like, I don't know why, because you've got Sanheim there as who's probably going to make the team again. Harley is for sure going to be there, right? So what I'm looking.
No, Sanheim's a bubble guy.
He's a bubble guy.
It's Makar, Harley, Taves, Morrissey.
Yep.
And then if we put Doughty in that's 5 almost. They can't be locks. I can't say locks, but locks from right now.
Shea Theodore.
Those are your
That'd be
5.
6. Well, Shea Theodore made the Four Nations team, so I would expect
He
he'll be
did.
there.
And he played 2 games?
Yeah, and then didn't play for the poor guy. Got injured right away. The point is that you need some young guys in there for continuation purposes. McDavid is already at his peak years, right? It's unfortunate that he missed out on all this amazing international play with the exception of the World Cup in 2016.
Crosby too.
But Crosby played in the 2014 Olympics.
This should be his 5th Olympic.
The Olympics and World Cup and Four Nations are completely different things. I'm sorry.
Actually, it should be his 6th. He should have been there in 2006.
You need Sid there.
Yeah.
You need McDavid there because McDavid's never had that experience, and you need continuation pieces. And I think Harley's a continuation piece. I think that Macklin, Celebrini, and Connor Bedard are continuation pieces. I don't know on defense, Jesse, who else you might go with who's like on the younger end and emerging for Team Canada. I don't know if you need to, but
Schaefer's crazy.
Do you bring Matthew Schaefer?
Probably not, but he's nuts. Like, when's the next one? 30?
Yeah, he'll be on. He'll be the
no
star.
way
He'll be
he's
the
not
top
there.
defenseman on that.
So I gave
God.
you the 5 kind of probably locks.
Okay.
CJ and Pierre called Shea Theodore a truly bubble guy.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we have Parayko, Sanheim, Theodore. So those are 3 options that kind of on the higher end of the list to bring.
I liked.
And then we have the guys who are probably on the outside looking in, which are Bouchard, Dobson, Ekblad, Montour, Riley, Uyghur, and Schaefer. Those are the guys on like the long list.
So the long list, the top of that list should be Matthew Schaefer, right?
That's not in order, right?
Yeah,
That's,
no.
so
What I'm saying
if you're organizing it, throw.
If
Schaefer
I was Hockey Canada and
Sure.
I'm like, okay, here's the long list. The bubble guys. Who were the bubble guys again? Just one more time.
So
Theodore.
the bubble guys are Theodore,
Yes.
Parayko,
Yes.
Sandheim.
Maybe.
Which all made the team last year.
That would be 8 defensemen.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
God.
I mean, Riley, absolutely not.
No
Bouchard,
chance, Riley.
Bouchard, absolutely not.
Nope.
Even. Schaefer, too young.
Man, I
Montour, Ekblad, Uyghur,
can Schaefer be like an
No,
injury-
no.
Dobson.
just to have him
No.
there as a guy to experience this.
Who are you taking out from those 8, though?
No, you're
Yeah.
trying to win a gold medal. No
Yeah.
spectators.
Okay, well then Parayko's got to be there.
I agree.
He plays
man.
a role for them.
I really liked him.
I don't mind those 8.
I don't mind them either.
Makar, Harley, Taves, Morrissey, Doughty, Parayko, Sanheim.
That's fairly ridiculous.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, and then Theodore would be off that list.
I'd probably replace Sanheim with Theodore.
There you go. So there's your kind of bubble switch there.
Yeah. Not that
I would put
Sanheim's
Theodore
bad.
in there too.
Over Sanheim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Sanheim. I actually really like him, but I think anybody watching hockey is like, yeah, I would take Shea Theodore in a fantasy draft before I would take Sanheim.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not.
that's not like a hot take.
Yeah.
But you know, injuries and stuff play a role. I just need Harley's 23, 24 years old.
He's
Okay. So we got a young guy in there. Like, I don't know what Josh Morrissey's going to look like. I know Cale Makar will be on the next Olympic team. But I want continuation pieces too. We think these 3 or 4 guys are going to be in 2030. We need to bring them for the experience. If they play one shift, it will have been worth it. They got to sit in the Olympic Village in that shitty fucking room that they all get with their terrible, terrible beds. The arena will probably be half built. So it's probably an outdoor arena in Milan at this point. And hey, Bedard will be used to that. He's used to playing Heritage Classic games.
There you go.
But yeah. I think you got to have the injection of young players, and I really fault Team Canada leadership in that. Is it 2006 in Turin?
Yeah.
Where they really fucked it up. They had a great young crop of guys, and they're like, no, let's go old. And they shouldn't have done it.
Super ancient.
Yeah. So that's I'm crossing my fingers for that one.
Mm-hmm.
They've shown themselves to be like, I don't know. They haven't really made that mistake since. You know, there's been some problems with the junior program. Big time.
I just worry about this group of general managers, man. Like think about it honestly. It worked out for them with Binnington.
It did.
But there was no world where anyone outside of that room thought that was the best plan.
To me, that's one position, though.
That's like the position, Steve.
It is the position, but, you know, we're talking up front right now. We're talking on D. I think the D core is extremely healthy.
Yep.
Up front, you could ice 2 teams.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're good.
Yep.
I think they're good. I think they're going to ultimately make the right decisions. They're going to make decisions that if they don't work out, we're all going to be like, wow. Like if Macklin Celebrini goes and he plays like a child, we're going to be like, I don't know, man. He was leading the league in scoring. Like, what? You know what I mean?
Be mad at that.
No, you can't. It's like, yeah, context matters. Bedard, I don't know. He was like top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Like we tried.
Yep.
They're going to be incredibly good. They're going to have as good a chance to win as any. I hope they do.
Yep.
Really.
Yeah, they're going to bring 8, so they don't need to make this Sanheim Theodore decision. So, yeah, they'll be fine.
I'm trying to remember
Those are
what they
good
did
8 defensemen.
last time. Did they do 2 spare D?
Yeah, 4 Nations. They did. Remember, Harley replaced Theodore, too, because it was an injury.
Yeah.
And then he got in there.
A little bit of shenanigans there.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
Well, they had to have a defenseman.
No,
I'm also like, I'm not fussed about like Celebrini or Sorelli. Like that's not going to be the thing that wins them the Olympics.
No,
it's going to be
Celebrini might though.
No, it's going to be Marner and McDavid and Crosby and the guys up front, and then it'll be their stellar defense
You didn't
and
even mention
the goaltending. Like and McKinnon, sorry, the guys up front, like McKinnon too.
The Olympics are so fun,
and it'll be Makar. Like I'm not worried about their 4th liner.
I can't wait to cheer for Nathan McKinnon again.
Oh.
That was such a fucking great moment.
Awesome.
Great week and a half where McKinnon was on my team.
Oh my!
I'm happy to tell you it's Raptor Ranch Poutine, chicken, and bacon time. And listen, the Raptors won last night against the Nets, which is great. But Jesse, I know you.
Oh no, I just took a bite.
I think what's important here.
No, Adam, Steve, you just riff about the Raptors.
Well, okay. What's important here is they're in a play-in spot, and there was like an NBA Cup thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and like this is all very, very good because it's been a depressing start to the season for the Leafs. So it's nice to see the Raptors seeing some success.
Go off, King.
I feel like they are right where they should be.
Okay.
In terms of the expectations of the team. Like, if this team's a play-in team, I'm happy. If they get in that matchup against, like, the Bulls, because the Bulls are always in the play-in tournament, like, I'm going to be satisfied with the turnout for Raptors season because I don't think they're going to be, like, a top of the East or anything. So, right now, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a good Raptors year. You know, expectations are different based on, like, how the franchise has gone as of recently. And I think right now, getting back to the playoffs, getting back to the play-in there is a good end for this team. So they're right on pace for me. And like you said, the NBA Cup thing is really cool because they sit at the top of their division for the NBA Cup, and there's not a lot of games in that to make the playoffs. So if they can win, like, one more, they might really be in the playoffs for the NBA Cup, which would be awesome.
But can they withstand the pressure?
Of the Toronto media and fans.
You got it, because we're ravenous about the NBA.
Jack Armstrong's in there asking the tough question.
He says, "Get that garbage out of here."
Emmanuel quickly called Brandon Ingram an elite talent.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a teammate calling another teammate great because they're great teammates, or is that a true fact and Brandon Ingram's had some injury history and blah, blah, blah.
No, you're seeing it like last night, 25 points against the Nets. Those games are games that like last season you might not get out of these teams where you have your scorer lead the way through his bucket getting ability. And this year you have that extra talent there on that roster. And I don't think he's wrong at all to call him that.
The Raptor Ranch Poutine with chicken and bacon is available at McDonald's Canada for only a limited time. And here's the thing. Raptor fans and poutine lovers can enjoy the Raptor Ranch Poutine with chicken and bacon, perfect on its own as a snack or as a part of an extra value menu because you might want the poutine and something else. Check it out at McDonald's today. Okay. Here's the other question I have for you guys because there is a goaltender situation developing with the Czech team. Okay.
Interesting.
You've got Dobish and you've got Dostal. So Dobish in Montreal has a .920 save percentage. Thank God, because Montebo's terrible. Lucas Dostal, who's been awesome in Anaheim on a lot of bad teams, and this year it's a good team, .908 save percentage. He's played the most games of any Czech goaltender in the NHL. Now, I think those two guys are locks.
Yes.
Dobish and Dostal make a lot of sense. The other five are Dan Vladar, Big Save Dave Rittich, Karel Vejmelka, Vitek Vanacek, and Peter Mrazek. And I will tell you right now that the guy who's got the best save percentage of that group is Dan Vladar. And he has played 9 games, has a 2.18 goals against average and a .917 save. I don't know how you don't bring Dan Vladar.
I don't think you overthink it. You bring Vejmelka. Vladar
has a 881 save percentage.
Yeah, what's Vladar's career save percentage?
It's awful.
It's awful.
Look, do you have it in front of you?
I will look him up right now.
Is it above 900?
This is some recency bias because he's had a genuinely wonderful season.
Shouldn't it be recency bias though?
Yes.
897 is
he's had a genuinely
897.
really good season. But against the Leafs, he got yanked.
Yeah.
And that was the one full Dan Vladar game I've seen.
Okay, so Karel Vejmelka's career save percentage is 899. It's 0.002 better.
I think the answer is it's the third goalie. Don't overthink it. Just take a guy.
You stole the words out of my mouth. I think it's a weird conversation if the Czech people are stressing over the third goaltender to bring here. Dostal's your starter.
Easily.
Dobish, is the clear backup, I think, for them. And who cares who the third goaltender is? You just go with Vejmelka, maybe because he's more, I wouldn't even say more experienced. I think he's just more stable, and they'll never see a game.
The best career save percentage.
They're never going to touch the ice.
Of those remaining goalies, the best career save percentage is Peter Mrazek at 906.
Stop.
Bring him.
No.
Who cares?
Dude, he's got an 875.
Are they going to play?
865, excuse me.
What if you just
You can literally bring
Jesse.
Steve and it doesn't matter. Are you going to touch?
Until it matters, Jesse.
No, but it doesn't.
I did check on Duolingo for a while. Bring me.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's
I don't know why.
third goaltender for the Czech Olympic team.
Yeah.
I don't know if this requires 10 minutes.
Damn. This is, the best. You know what? You're right. You're right.
2 months out 3 months out, we got to debate the third goaltender on the Czech
You got the
Olympic
Slovak team in there, Adam?
I do not have the Slovak team. I don't have the Slovenian team. I don't have the German team. I just thought
Who's Japan bringing?
Listen, as a Canadian
Also me.
of my vintage and Steve's vintage, you should be worried about Czech goaltenders because we saw one steal what should have been a gold medal in 1998.
Yeah, Dostal's going to be good.
Yeah. It says here he was the best goaltender of all time. Yep, those will get you. Those will get you. Yo, Hasek in 1998. Gosh darn it.
Yep.
That sucks so much.
Yeah.
You run into those guys?
Did you guys see the Oilers come back the other night?
Yes, I did. Connor McDavid said, screw it. The night after, I was like, okay, all storylines with the Oilers aside and all obvious weaknesses aside, one thing we're not talking about is their stars, despite obviously being their best players and still playing well, are not playing well enough. Draisaitl's clearly not playing to his standard. He's getting goals, but the points are nowhere near where they usually are. And McDavid's getting the points, but he's not getting the goals.
Which is what he said was his focus this year.
Yes. And then
LOL.
They're down to Columbus. I think it was it 3-1 and then 4-2?
And what does...
And he just goes,
Hold on.
hop on.
No.
What?
Are you going to ignore Trent Frederick taking on Matthew Olivier and getting his head pounded in?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for him.
He said he was going to step up, and he did it.
That is a dumb fight for basically anyone in the league to take. But he's got to have an impact somehow. And he did have an impact to his temple, his forehead, his orbital bone, his nose. There's lots of impact there. Taking on Matthew Olivier is a tough one. But McDavid, I tweeted this the other day. I don't know how many points he's going to finish his career with. I don't know how many cups. I don't know how many individual trophies. Forget all of those things. He's going to retire with the craziest highlight reel of any player ever in the history of the world.
It was unbelievable.
Crosby's is ridiculous. Like Ovi's is ridiculous. And then you can go back and look at some of the old
Crosby's
guys.
is a grind, though I think McDavid is more like Flash.
Crosby is the nerd's highlight reel.
Yeah.
Like
Corners.
the kind of guy where like you can watch a 20-minute compilation of him just doing edge work. You nerd. You're right, but also you're a nerd.
Yeah.
Don't bust that out at the bar. I might have done that once. McDavid, though, that friggin' first goal he scored against Columbus, I was like, that's the goal of the year. And then I'm like, that's not even the best goal he's ever scored against the Blue Jackets. And then he scored another one. Another ridiculous get on my back goal. I don't know what Jet Greaves is supposed to do. I don't know what the hell he was.
Yeah, you're not really expecting a guy to do a spinorama backhand full speed in the NHL.
And Jack Roslovic goes from being the guy who almost cost him the game with that penalty late to the overtime hero.
Speck called him the best winger they have currently.
He might be right.
Which probably doesn't say much about their winger depth. I don't think anything's been good in Edmonton, but I do feel like, Toronto was a rumored spot for Roslovic. We could have used that. I mean, some scoring.
This morning, McDavid was on a line with Savoy and was it Mangiapane?
Good.
They got a couple injuries, like Hyman getting back.
Of course.
Helped that lineup completely.
He's their best winger.
Nuge getting back in there too. I thought Speck was great on the Frederick stuff, where he said Frederick isn't going to fight NHL heavyweights every night, but he did on this night.
Yep.
And in doing so, he showed his teammates that he's willing to do to help his team find their game. Sound dumb? Yeah, if you don't spend time around hockey players, it sounds dumb. But if you got a clue what happens inside an NHL room, how they search to find something extra in November when they've played well into June for 2 years, you know that Frederick took a few for the team Monday because the team needed something extra. I thought that fight was a meaningful fight, getting his ass kicked in front of his teammates. Love to see it, and they won, and McDavid showed up. It was great. It was a great win for the Oilers.
Yeah.
That's probably the turning point. We're done with October Oilers, and now it's the rest of the season Oilers.
Oiltober's over.
We're done.
Oiltober's over.
But we're halfway through November, so they better wrap it up.
Well, it was a long Oiltober.
Yeah,
you know?
It's extended a little.
Yeah, sometimes Oiltober is not October. Oiltober lasts about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay,
but,
all right.
but it was watching
It's like when
that
winter
game.
goes a little longer into spring, and you're like, oh, it's snowing in April.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it happens.
So, yeah, Bouchard went back in his hole. That means another 6 weeks of being asked.
Bouchard groundhog.
Yeah, Bouchard, the groundhog. Like, I was watching it live, and I was just like, I just watched the Oilers season turn around.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched them do it again for the third straight year.
They do it every single time.
Watch them get caved tonight. I don't know.
Wednesday night hockey on Sportsnet.
Yeah. No, I think that was a turning point.
Yeah, no, I think things are going to start clicking now. You know, I don't think that was a fluke.
Yeah, and people are going to go, yeah, but the goaltending, but they're yes, that's been the case the entire time. Why don't you learn?
They had those problems and went to back-to-back cup finals.
This is the recipe. This is the recipe.
Yeah.
They nailed it.
Yeah.
They're nailing it.
And then they're only going to get healthier as the season goes on. Hopefully, like, they don't have injuries that pile on top of their injuries. So, like, they should only get better.
Hyman coming back is going to be just what a pop.
Well, and it pushes everyone down.
Yeah.
Too.
Like, I don't think Mangiapane's in that spot, or even Savoy, I guess.
You think? Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. No.
Okay. I wanted to switch gears to the NBA for a second because as you guys probably saw, Nico Harrison who is the general manager of the Dallas Mavericks, was fired yesterday or the day before, one of the 2 days. It feels like the last couple of days have all bled into one.
Yesterday, I think.
And
I don't know.
Why this is important is Nico Harrison traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers, did not shop the deal, and the guy he got back, or the main centerpiece he got back, has played 9 total games since that trade.
It's not great.
And as good as that player was, Anthony Davis, he doesn't stay healthy ever anymore.
No.
I wanted to talk about this in a hockey sense because I am consistently blown away at the amount of money and the level of decision-making power some of these guys have, and they completely blow it. When you are, like, listen, if you're a general manager and you got a player like Luka Doncic, okay, this is my opinion on it, especially in a league like the NBA where star power matters that much more, right? Like, you can have, we've seen years where McDavid and Leon Draisaitl have been spectacular players and the Oilers missed the playoffs. We've seen it. In a league like the NBA, if you have Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, assuming he's healthy, you're making the playoffs. I don't know how far you get, but you're making the playoffs.
Yes.
All you need to do, if you're Nico Harrison, is continually make the playoffs until they fire you, and you will have another job. But Nico Harrison today, because he traded Luka Doncic, and because that trade was such a disaster, will never probably work in a front office again.
I don't know if he'll get the top job ever again. He's radioactive.
So now the background here is that obviously Mark Cuban, who was very involved in the basketball operation, sold out of the Mavericks, but the new owners sort of wanted him to stay on, transition, help them, and Nico Harrison wanted nothing to do with him, so he pushed him out. And then it became clear, and Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong, that part of the reason Nico Harrison wanted Luka Doncic gone was because Luka had a lot of power within the organization, but also there were questions about his fitness and how well he took care of himself. Is that a fair summation?
Yeah, he thought Luka was too fat.
Have you seen the video of after they won, I think it was the Western Conference Final?
Yeah, and then he's having a beer and
someone takes it away from him?
That's Harrison. That's Nico.
Oh,
Harrison.
was it?
Nico Harrison comes in and takes his beer.
That is the most childish, stupidest thing.
Yeah, I don't think Nico Harrison's a smart guy.
Damn.
So okay, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But what is most amazing about this story is that the owner was sat next to a season ticket holder who was courtside that night, but happened to have season tickets 3 or 4 rows back, who was a child. And he was at the Mavs game wearing a Luka Doncic Lakers jersey. And the kid was talked to afterwards by the media. And the owner told him, apparently, that night during the game, I really regret that trade. We shouldn't have done it.
Oh.
And
the media talked to the
that's
kid?
before Nico Harrison was fired.
Oh.
So my question to you is, has there ever been an NHL equivalent to what Nico Harrison did? When you trade a franchise guy because it's a power play.
I'm trying to... When did a list of NBA MVPs... I'm trying to figure out when he won the MVP.
He's won it once, right, Jess?
But it was
no. Luka doesn't have an MVP.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he won one.
No, I think it's the other guy.
Luka doesn't have. What other guy?
The
Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic has got a couple.
Got, yeah, two.
You're an asshole and also correct.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Jokic.
Jokic has got a couple. He's robbed actually of one at the other year. But yeah, Lucas doesn't have one.
So okay, when Luka was traded,
they're in the finals.
Yes,
they were year before last.
So we're
Lost to
talking
the
about
Celtics.
a team that had recent playoff success, a top 10 player in the league getting traded, and it is a barn burner disaster immediately.
And I should mention, the Mavs got the first overall pick and have a pretty brilliant talent. Cooper Flag, brilliant guy.
Yeah, but they walked ass backwards into that one. You know,
Yes.
it wasn't intentional to get the number 1 overall pick.
They didn't
They
want
got AD to compete because Nico Harrison's not very smart at his job.
I've never seen fans of a sport so united in being like, oh yeah, that's rigged. when the Mavs got Cooper flagged, they're like, oh, that's rigged for sure.
Couple of the worst
Hockey?
trades
Oh,
in
boy.
NHL history, according
it
to
to
some
us.
different articles on the internet. Patrick Waugh is up there.
I mean, they won a cup that year. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's a big one. Trading Timo Solani to the Ducks. The Jets did that.
I don't remember that trade.
Is that a money thing?
Yes.
The trade was Mark Chouinard
Mark Chouinard, yeah.
and a 4th round pick to Anaheim
Oh,
for 1st round draft picks Chad Kilger, Oleg Terodovsky,
yeah.
along with a 3rd round pick at the 96 draft.
Oh.
Tverdovsky was supposed to be
Yeah.
like the next big
Not great.
thing in the NHL, and so was Chad Kilger.
I'm going to say, well, Kilger was 4th overall pick behind Aki Berg. It was a hell of a draft.
Wow, Jesus.
Yeah. And
The
Leafs
Canucks
were like, we
traded-
need both of them.
The Canucks traded Neely and a 1st to the Bruins.
Ugh, for what?
Uh,
They get back.
for center Barry Peterson.
What?
Oh.
Is that how Cam Neely became a Bruin?
Yeah.
Hilarious. The Marcus Naslund trade was pretty bad too. How he ended up in Vancouver. I remember that.
I want to say that was 1-for-1.
I forget who the other one was.
Islanders trading Chara to the
Stoyanov?
Senators.
That is one.
Oh!
That's a terrible trade. But that was Mike Milbury.
That was
the
Zdeno
dumbest general
Chara.
manager in NHL history.
Zdeno Chara and the pick that became Jason Spezza for Alexei Yashin. And something McCult, Bill McCult.
Yes, I think you got that. Muckalt?
I don't know.
Muckalt.
Muckalt.
Bill.
Really rolls off the tongue. Eh?
I'm gonna call
Not
him
going
Bill.
to play her anymore. Yeah.
The Flames trading Brett Hull to the Blues.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
bad. They had him, and it's funny because in their Stanley Cup winning season in '89, like he came in and played like 30 or 40 games, I think, and was pretty good. But they were the Flames. The Flames were the Flames are such a perplexing organization because they had that '89 team had fucking crazy talent. Their top 2 centers were Joe Nieuwendyk and Doug Gilmour in their pre-prime. They were not even in their prime yet.
That Flames team.
That should have been a dynasty.
It's one of my favorite hockey DB pages in
Al
the history of
McKinnis
the
was on
sport.
that team. Mike Vernon was their goalie.
Theo Fleury.
Theo Fleury just coming into it.
Mike
They
Vernon.
should have won 3 or 4 championships with that team. There's no question.
Hawk and Lube.
Oh yeah,
Gary-
Hakan Lou
Gary
was
Roberts.
great.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Weird square helmet.
Yep.
But
Boston moving Joe Thornton to the Sharks for Marco Sturm,
So-
Brad Stewart, and Wayne Primo.
Ooh,
in any of these though,
that's a good candidate.
but was it right away? San Jose wasn't great right away.
he won MVP that year.
Did he win MVP the next
He
year?
won MVP that year.
Really?
Art, I don't remember
Thornton
if he won
is
MVP.
the only player to win the Hart Trophy as MVP for a season during which he was traded.
Wow.
Hart Trophy and scoring race. And they didn't get a pick or they sort of got a prospect in Brad Stewart.
Brad Stewart, Sturm, and Wayne Primo.
He was young. Sturm was a good player for them. Wayne Primo wasn't there very long. That might be it. That might, because like even Rask for Raycroft doesn't work because of where those two were at in their career.
Yeah.
Thornton is, I think, a very good comparable for Doncic. He was a little older than Doncic, if I remember correct. And oh boy, yeah, Sturm, Stewart,
MVP.
won MVP that year.
Yep.
They're like,
Wow.
we're gonna give you Jonathan Chichu, and he's like, I'm gonna get him 56 goals. One day I broke down, I can't remember it, and I wouldn't know where to find it. It was like Chichu's season splits before and after Thornton.
Are they ridiculous?
It's crazy. I don't know if he ever scored 30 again, but he had 56 that year. He was like 10, 15 goals behind Yager
Yeah.
and just went wee.
The Bruins could have had, and people forget this too, they could have had Thornton and Jason Allison on the same team. Jason Allison was a very good Bruin.
Jason Allison was a good NHL player for a long time.
Yeah.
Ever heard of this trade? Flames trading Matthew Tkachuk and a 4th rounder to Florida for Hubert O'Weger and a 1st. and
That
Cole
might be the
Schmidt.
closest, Jess. You might be getting
No.
close.
I
They
don't know.
immediately went to the finals.
One of my favorite nuggets
Yeah.
about that trade is Cole Schwint is now back on the Panthers.
Is he?
No way.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
Uyghur's
Damn.
been great for the Flames too.
Uyghur's been legitimately very good, yeah.
But I do have to say, like, Tkachuk immediately went to the finals. like immediately.
The Panthers
3 years in a row.
Yet to miss the Stanley Cup final.
You know what's cool about that is that guy that made that trade is the Leafs GM.
Oh, you don't say.
Cool.
You don't
Now,
say.
there are some, obviously, they're pretty blatant. No, they're not even rumors at this point that the owner has a pretty big, like what did they say the other day? I think it was Barn Burner they were talking about the fact that Murray Edwards does not want to rebuild and wants to keep going around Nazem Kadri, Jonathan Huberdeau, and Mackenzie Weegar. Does not want to bottom out.
That guy refusing to make a trade with Brad Treliving, like
that's why Brad resigned in Calgary.
Flames fans,
he wasn't fired.
Flames fans, bless you. I actually like the Flames and sort of always have. It's a Jerome McGinley thing.
Yeah.
Your dog was named Iggy.
My dog was named Iggy.
There's proof.
Fucking loved Jerome McGinley growing up. But as long as Murray Edwards is there, I hope they go 0-82.
Oh, jeez.
Hate that guy. Zadorov should be a Leaf, and I'm convinced the reason he's not is because they have big, giant, full diapers about Brad Treliving and the way he left.
They do. It's
got nothing to do with the players. It's got nothing to do with the fans.
So which one is the worst? To me, Matthew Tkachuk's the worst one because you're getting an older player coming back, kind of like Mavericks, right?
Coming off of an unreal season.
And listen, AD did win a championship with LA. It was a few years ago, but he did.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the closest NHL comparison. And the fact that Tkachuk has been to 3 finals since, and also 4 nations, and he will be at the Olympics. Like, he's also
pretty bad trade.
A super bankable star, just generally off the ice too.
Yeah. The Naslin trade's pretty bad, but it doesn't have the success, I guess. But like,
what was it? Naslin is it Stoyanov was the guy's name?
Naslin,
you remember?
Stoyanov. Alex Stoyanov.
Wow.
Stoyanov in March 20th, 1996.
Like 1-for-1.
Yep, straight up. Penguins to Canucks.
Maroon. That's something else.
Stoyanov was out of the NHL after playing 35 games in 96-97.
Man.
After they moved Marcus Naslin.
They could have picked anybody else on the roster.
But the reason, like, AD and Luka Doncic are certifiable NBA stars. Like, established is the word I was looking for. NBA stars. So Naslin Stoyanov doesn't work. Mm-hmm. It's the Thornton deal I look at. The Tkachuk deal might be better because, like you know, AD is not Marco Sturm.
No.
So you might have to go to the Tkachuk deal.
I think that's what it is. Boy, that's ugly.
Yeah,
especially on today's show, knowing that. Oh boy, great. The seasons have changed, and maybe you need some new clothes, and that's why you should try Fabletics, because it's premium performance activewear without the crazy price tag, which we kind of like, especially right now. Fabletics VIP is simple. When you sign up, you get 80% off everything. And that membership is about, it gives you access to everything, which is amazing. And what I love about Fabletics is not just that it looks good on you, but also it's eco-friendly. Half their fabrics are made from recycled materials. The company has been carbon neutral since 2021, which is pretty great. And Steve, you were wearing a little Fabletics earlier this week.
Oh, buddy. I like my shacket. It's nice and warm.
The thing about them too is there's no waistbands rolling down, joggers that actually keep their shape, jackets that are warm without the bulk. It solves some of your usual issues with activewear. Yes,
I wear their tights for hockey.
Do you?
I do.
What do you?
Is that your base layer?
That's why I'm good.
What do you look like in tights,
buddy? my butt is banging.
Is it? Is it popping?
It's good stuff.
All right. Now, if you want to check it out, you should treat yourself. Treat yourself to gear that looks good, feels good, and doesn't break the bank with Fabletics. Here's what we want you to do. Go to fabletics.com/STP, sign up as a VIP, and get 80% off everything. Again, fabletics.com/STP, sign up as a VIP, get 80% off everything. Fabletics.com/STP. Thatcher Demko is injured again. It's probably 2 to 3 weeks. But it's like they're calling it maintenance injury, whatever. The Vancouver Canucks are in a weird place. Yeah. They're trying to keep this going. The ownership, CJ said it on the CJ show earlier this week. The Canucks ownership is not down to rebuild. In 18 months, they might not have a choice. Quinn Hughes could just leave, or they may have to trade him next season if he refuses to extend. If you're the Vancouver Canucks right now, and you've got some really good pieces, Besser has looked good. Garland was looking great before the injury. He's come back and scored in one game, but I love Connor Garland. Lankinen has not played to his level last year. Demko, I feel like his body's just breaking down, and the reality is like Freddie Anderson played last night and got injured. Like it's one of those where it's like at a certain point you're just gonna have more injuries.
Demko missing time.
Yeah.
Demko missing time is baked into the pie. That's why they have Lankinen.
Yeah. And they're paying, I think, 10 or 11 million bucks for both of them.
Yeah. And that was his first
more.
game back, right?
Yeah.
Because he had missed time right before this, and he comes back, and then first game back, he has to leave, and he's injured.
Yeah.
Like, he can't stay healthy. Like, it's done. We shouldn't consider that he's ever going to play a full season.
When he signed that deal, I was like, what? I couldn't believe he got that money. And then he's played well. And you go, oh, maybe I was wrong. And then he's out again. And you're like, right. My reservation wasn't that he's a bad goalie. It's that he is a goalie who doesn't play.
Yeah.
And you need one that plays.
So, if you're the Canucks.
Yes.
You're buying, right?
I guess.
You got to buy, right?
I guess. They don't have a bad prospect.
I don't think they do either.
No.
I think they got a good prospect pool. I think they've got a really talented team.
They just won the Calder Cup.
You know what? Here's what blows me away about the Canucks, though. If they had just figured out how to get along, Bo Horvat would still be there, and so would JT Miller. And Elias Pettersson, his fall off, and I know he's been better lately, his fall off would be blunted by the fact that you had those two guys.
Can we take some credit, though, Adam?
Give it to me. Why should we take credit?
We did a whole segment on the Rangers never winning a home game, followed by them winning one that night.
Good for them.
That always happens to us.
It's only one, though.
We said that for years. All they got to do is be friends, and they couldn't do it.
Power of friendship. They would have been fine.
Power of friendship. They would have been A-okay. The power of a business trip. Like, they hated each other during that playoff run where they ran into the Oilers. But it's the playoffs, and it's just easier, I think, to focus on the playoffs. Like there are situations where you can play better because it's the playoffs.
By the way, if Brock Besser plays Game 7, I think Vancouver wins that game, and I don't think the Oilers go to the finals against the Panthers. I don't know who goes.
I agree,
but that series was this close.
And like, does McDavid sign that extension? Do they go to the finals again? Do they? There's so many questions. Is Miller still a Canuck? What are the Rangers doing? There's a million questions, but if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, and all that shit. The Canucks are the team that fool me every year. Every year
you're like, they're talented. That's a really good team.
They're like, I think next year when I'm looking at the Canucks roster, I got to just write down jersey numbers instead of names. Because you look at the list of names and you're like, that's a good team. That's a good team. It's a really good team. And they wind up in the middle of the pack, optimistically, half the time. And I don't know what to do with that info. Other than be like, well, maybe I'm just wrong on them.
One of the things that they sort of hid last year that I'm actually surprised that Philadelphia is not doing the same is Pettersson showed up to camp out of shape. Well, that's common knowledge now. We know that.
Because of an injury, though.
No, I think he got injured after.
I
don't know. That's what I'm hearing. So I want to talk about Michkov for a sec.
At what point is that an objective truth? And
no, they're talking about it.
Yeah.
They're saying, like Rick Tocchet said, I think he's finally getting his legs back.
Well, yeah. We took some shit for that.
We did?
Oh, just online. And I'm like, the team said it. The coach said it. His captain
he came to camp out of shape. What? He said it.
He's performing poorly.
He took 4 months off hockey.
He's not playing. He said he took 4 months off. Yeah, he's not in shape. He's a pro athlete. He could dust me in every athletic thing ever. Please don't let that be the standard. You're Matvei Michkov. You're supposed to be like the biggest star on this team. He's got to be held to a higher standard, and he failed. But he's young and a pro athlete, so he's finding his legs mid-season. But you're not going to be able to do this every year of your career. You've got to show up next year better.
Can I tell you what I appreciated about it, though? about the way that the Flyers have handled this, because I thought the way, and I've been on the record saying this many times, the way they handled the Cutter Gauthier situation when they traded him was they went full court press on, this guy's a bad person and we got him out of Philly because he didn't want to be here, and we're standing behind our coach and we're going to fire him next season. What I appreciate about this, Jesse, and I want you as a member of the media who goes to the games and interviews the players to tell me what you think here. Okay. They have been out front with the fact that he was out of shape, and that's why he's underperforming. The Canucks tried to hide it. Most teams would try to hide it. I appreciate that approach because now everybody in Philly knows why. They might not be happy about it, but at least they're like, okay, well, this is a process, and he's got to get up to... And I feel like it almost takes the pressure off the player because he's still so young, right? Mm-hmm. Like, he made a mistake. That was bad, pretty stupid, and it'll never happen again unless it does. And the second time it happens, less forgiving. Am I correct in that?
I don't think the situations are similar because Pettersson did have a lingering knee issue that he dealt with all summer going into the 24-25 season. And there is reason there for not being in the hockey shape when you come to training camp.
Yep.
So I feel like there with Pettersson, it's a different situation because a guy's dealing with something. With Michkov, yeah, we had this conversation like a month ago. Like we read the articles about the quotes from the head coach and all the guys there who write about the Philly team. And yeah, they're very upfront and honest about where he is. And I think that assessment is fair because he's a young player and there's no point in hiding him from the media in that way like he's a superstar. Mm-hmm. You know, with the guy who's been around for a long time, you give them the benefit of the doubt in these situations where you know what they can do. But with Michkov, this is your first time going through this. You need to prove everything. So we got to be upfront in what you need to get better at. So yeah, I feel like the Flyers have done nothing wrong with the handling of Michkov.
If he comes back, like if he comes back later on in the season, let's say first half, I mean, we're already halfway through the first half. He kind of stinks, right? And I have him on my fantasy team. No one hurts more than me. But if he comes back and has a crazy second half, even if the Flyers don't make the playoffs, they have now set him up for a great story and a great finish.
He worked his way out of it.
Philly will respect that.
And Rick Tocchet will get to keep his reputation as the problem whisperer, where he talks to guys who are kind of enigmatic, Phil Kessel, and he gets the most out of them.
Okay.
You know, he did that in Vancouver for a while. You know, he's the, you know, I don't know, maybe he's the Miller whisperer or whatever he was there for a little bit. And sometimes that expires and everything. This will just be another success in the Rick Tocchet program.
Program. Do you think do you think a young player like that could have survived it here in Toronto? If we were to play it the same way here, how would that have gone?
It's Philly.
They're tougher than we are.
Yeah.
But that's not the number one sport in Philly. Football is. And baseball, too.
When do they fold the Leafs? No, like, if it's impossible to win here because of the environment, then, I don't know, there's other sports teams here and they have success.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just watch them. You know what I mean? I'm so sick of it. I'm really sick of it. With when it comes to the Flyers, they appear to be doing the right things with this kid. The Gauthier trade was a disaster. And they immediately made up for it by fleecing the Ducks and getting Zegras. So I look at those things as a wash. I thought Vladar was a bad signing. Whoops. That was wrong. They have their pieces. I don't know if they make the playoffs this year, but they're taking steps towards the future. They're right about where they ought to be.
Christian Dvorak, $5 million center, 9 points in 15 games. Kind of what you expect. That's
really not off target.
Pretty good.
It's not off target. Nah, one or two of those was against the Leafs.
What you see, you don't get those.
No,
it's like power play goals. You don't count them. No. If it's against the Leafs.
No, it's like secondary assists.
Mm-hmm. Last thing I want to hit before we wrap.
Just with Michkov, I know Sean Couturier the other day had some criticisms about his game. I can play you hear what he said if you didn't hear it.
This was a bag of nothing.
But okay, here we go.
I think he's a great goal scorer and has a lot of skill. I think you just got to find a way to contribute to helping the team win in other ways when you're struggling. You're not always going to be scoring goals every game. So, I thought I've seen improvement in the way he's, not cheating as much and being on the right side of pucks. And, I'm sure it's a little different for him, but, if he sticks to playing, more the right way, I think it's going to be better for the team overall.
Have you sensed a weight off his shoulders a little bit after scoring that goal in Nashville and then tonight as well?
I think so. I think you can tell tonight he was trying to make a lot of plays with the puck, holding on to the puck. I think he's definitely, feeling good about himself.
So some Flyers fans were worked up about the captain, quote, going at Michkov.
He complimented him.
But he did, and I think they kind of took it in the wrong way, in that he did have extensive compliments before that clip when they cut it to that answer. Like, he was praising Michkov there, and I think he's just wanting the kid to be at his best. And like, this is somebody who's scored now 2 games in a row. He's breaking out of the scoring slump he was in, and he's just saying like he can be better in many ways, and he's growing. So
with the captain holding players accountable?
No, and I think like Couturier is somebody who's well respected, and I think Michkov will listen to those words. And the fact that he's saying this, I think, is important. He's saying it to the media. I assume he's saying it behind the scenes. So I know Philly fans were worked up about that, but I don't think they should.
It's like people forgot who Sean Couturier is, though. He's actually a pretty good example to follow. He was a top 10 pick, just like Michkov. He should have gone higher, just like Michkov. And Couturier, before all the injuries, and I know he's bouncing back from all that, was an elite two-way forward who was perennially in the Selke conversation. He was working himself into that conversation, and obviously his career got derailed a little bit, and he's gotten it back on track. But he was top 5, top 6-ish in Selke voting, working himself into that every year. That's a guy who knows how to produce and be helpful to his team when he's not scoring. He's the perfect, and he's the captain. He's the perfect authority to talk about a young player in the league this way.
Everything you're going down, like, he checks all the boxes for somebody to speak on like how Michkov should be playing. And there was an incident specifically in the Ottawa game where Rick Tocchet said that Sean Couturier thought Michkov should have stayed in the slot on the goal that Ottawa scored there. And he was like visibly upset on the ice, and people like took the clip and all that stuff. But like, Couturier saying that because he's coming from a position of like, you need to learn this game here, kid, and I'm going to teach you. Like, you should have remained there, and maybe this goal doesn't happen. So I
want you to be good.
Yeah, the criticism from the captain, I don't even know if it's criticism, if it's just like teaching.
It's it's very constructive.
It's somebody helping a younger player, and I feel like
I wish the team I cheer for had more of this.
Yeah, I feel like they got a good culture in there. So like, I'm not worried. This whole out of shape thing, I think it's overblown. I'm not worried about it. I think they're heading in a right direction. They're not going to be a team competing for a playoff spot, but I think they're doing the right things as a team that's building something good there in Philly.
He's like 20.
He is literally 20.
He could take a 15-minute walk and be down.
He'll be fine.
The weight that he needs. Like, he's fine. But it took 4 months off.
Yeah.
It's not great. Phil Kessel's like, oh yeah, I was barely on the ice. Well, then he followed it up by being Phil Kessel. Right? You just got here.
Our friends at Wave Sports and Entertainment have announced today that Brady and Matthew Tkachuk, their podcast, which has been rumored for a long time, it's called Wingman, and it will debut tomorrow. So both of them on LTIR, which kind of helps.
That's kind of fun.
But it's going to be a weekly show. I think they will be extraordinarily entertaining. And if this is done properly, and I have a reason to, like, this is the same company that did the Kelsey's show and created that, and then Amazon bought it.
Yep.
I think this could be great for the NHL in a way that this could be great for the NHL in a way that at the NHL Face-Off Amazon series should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to get them more unfiltered and outside of the NHL PR reach, which aims to kill anything interesting.
Which team ruins it first? Florida or Ottawa? I'm going to go with Ottawa.
Florida's not going to say anything.
No. So it's probably
You think Ottawa's going to ruin it?
I don't know. I hope not.
Which brother is going to go on air and say, I don't care about Canadian baseball teams, and then apologize by listing a bunch of Canadian stereotypes?
That was really bad.
Jason Kelce, by the way,
lot,
said he didn't care about the playoffs, and one of the reasons he didn't care about the playoffs was that Canadian baseball team is in it, and the other team is just the team that bought a championship. And it was the worst take you could possibly have about these baseball playoffs because they were awesome.
Yeah.
And then he apologized to all the Canadians by saying, "I love maple syrup and beavers and poutine." And we're like, oh, so you know nothing about Canada outside of the most basic stereotypes that aren't even true about Canada. When was the last time we care about beavers? I don't even think I've ever seen a beaver in real life.
What, you don't want a castor grass or castor sack beaver pelts, Jesse?
Are there other people in the room? Like, sometimes I go a little squirrely on this show, and one of you just goes, "Hey, buddy, shut the fuck up."
I think at that level,
No.
I will tell you, there are not.
Yeah.
And they are insulated, shall we say.
Yeah.
And I like Jason Kelce, and Travis Kelce seems like a nice enough guy too.
He likes your maple syrup.
But that was like
that you make personally every day when you wake up in the morning, because that's how Canadians do in their igloos.
I got to tell you, man, the ignorance of media. I give the average American all the grace in the world for this. America's a big country.
Sure.
For most people, they never leave. Dude, when I went to the UK and I went up to Liverpool and Manchester, there were people up there who I talked to who openly were like, "Oh, you came from London? That's a crazy place." And I'm like, "When was the last time you went?" And they were like, "I've never been." And that's 3 hours, 3 hours by train on a fucking island that's smaller than Ontario. Okay. I cannot give people in media positions that same grace.
No,
I'm
you
sorry,
need to know about the world.
John Heyman, who hasn't been here since 1993 and called Toronto small town.
Completely
I'm sorry,
inexcusable.
Jason Kelce. I can't give you that grace, man.
Yeah.
I actually expect more than that.
He can't hear you. You're trapped in your igloo.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think the Tkachuk will do a great job.
forget those guys. Yeah. We're talking about the Tkachuks right now.
A little bit of personality. You know what'll be nice too?
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with it, but the vibe in NHL podcasting circles has been guy who used to play telling crazy stories about drinking on the road and banging chicks and whatever else. I am excited for current NHLers talking about the current NHL. We have not got that.
Yes, sports media is very oversaturated with, well, back in my day, it was better. And I don't want to hear that shit. Nothing makes me feel more like Squidward sadly watching SpongeBob and Patrick play from his window. And nothing makes me feel more like that than Draymond Green getting on his show and talking shit about a guy he played yesterday.
Yeah.
That is the best.
Did you see what he said about Kevin Durant, and then Kevin Durant retweeted it?
Yes.
And it was like chirping him back?
Yes.
I love that.
Love that. And now, like, please do it. Please do it. If you're recording the day after Brady Tkachuk goes squirrely on someone, or Matthew Tkachuk goes squirrely on someone, please talk about it. Is it just them two, or are they going to have someone facilitating it?
Just the two of them. They'll have producers, but it's just two of them.
I hope they have good producers, because you got to poke them and send them in the right direction. Please.
I hope it's good, because I disagree. I think the majority of the player podcasts suck, especially like NFL guys. They have podcasts.
I'm not saying they're good. I'm just saying that's what the vibe has been.
The vibe has been what?
A bunch of old guys being.
Oh, no, I mean like the current guys who have podcasts. Like I don't like the Draymond Green. Like once in a while he said something interesting, but you get Draymond Green that all the time. Like he does it in the media too. He called out his teammates last night to the.
Did he really?
Press. Yeah, he said there's not a lot of guys in the locker room who are competing to win, I think was his quote from the game yesterday. So like you get that from Draymond, but he's a one of one.
Yeah.
And I think the majority of those player podcasts are so lifeless. Because they're unwilling to say anything, because they don't have good personalities, and they're not media people who can talk about these games in an eloquent way that are like translating to fans who listen. So I hope that Matthew and Brady are able to bring that side of the game where it actually is interesting, because they do have good personalities, and I hope they're able to translate that to the microphone, because that is different.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll just use an example from like the preseason, because Brady hasn't played much this year. Brady, what was that with Michael McCarron? You called him a fat fuck a bunch of times, and it was on microphone. What was that about? Well, he's a fat fuck, and I don't like him. Like
that'd be great.
That's what I want.
That. I hope we get that.
That's what it needs.
Because what I've seen is we don't get that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's a great wide receiver for the Detroit Lions in the NFL, has a podcast. Terrible. It might as well be a printed out like PR sheet.
What does he do? I've never even heard about that.
He chats about the NFL and everything. Like, it's a casual podcast. It just sucks. It's not entertaining. He doesn't have a personality that translates to a microphone.
Wow.
But like his willingness to go and do that is so cool. I just wish he was an entertaining person on a microphone.
Imagine if we had this show with Brady and Matthew the morning after Muzzin threw his glove at Tkachuk.
Oh,
in the COVID bubble year. And he went completely squirrely, and none of his teammates did shit.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't. Even if he said nothing, the look on his face would have been enough for that shit to go viral. So there's a lot of potential here.
I hope they deliver.
Yeah,
that's what I'm asking for now.
I'm begging for it, but you know what? I'll give Wave Sports and Entertainment a ton of credit here. They do create pretty great podcasts, so they've done a good job before. I'm hoping that they're able to do it again. And if this doesn't work, it does feel like maybe it just can't work in the NHL, because I can't think of two other guys that I think will be that honest, actually have the balls to be that honest.
Which pop icon do these guys marry to take their show to the next
That's a good question. Is it Sabrina Carpenter, who just came through Toronto?
Well,
you know, didn't Tate McRae date Cole Sillinger? Isn't that the rumor?
Mm-hmm. That's
yeah. See, maybe Cole Sillinger should have been on the podcast. Who knows?
You know.
Anyway.
Oh God, that'd be great. He's their first guest. Hey Cole, you fucked that up, huh? She wrote a whole song about you. What's that like?
She wore goaltending pads backwards for her album cover.
Yeah. There's a smash hit about you being a piece of shit. So like, what's up with that?
Honestly, they should ask him that.
One of the guys who's always been awesome in the media is Ryan Reeves. Like, I would love to see him on anytime he's done one of those podcast appearances on those, hey, back in my day podcasts. Like, he's been good. Like, because he's always so honest, and the media team here in Toronto had to hold him back a couple times from doing scrums because of how honest he can be, especially after when he got suspended. That was a specific point where they wouldn't let him talk because they knew he would go off. And I hope we get that sort of stuff out of these guys, and I would love to see Reeves one day have a podcast. I wish he had it while he's playing right now, but he doesn't.
I loved. Was he on Chicklets the other day where he's just talked about like, oh yeah, they teach you to skate different.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I've never heard. That's so interesting that there's a player in the best hockey league in the world who's like, I can't skate the way skating is taught.
The kids today skate,
now.
Yeah. Because I didn't start that way when I was 8.
Yeah, I'm 38 now or whatever he is. He's one of the few players in the league who's older than me. And he's like, yeah, I can't skate the way they're teaching everyone to skate.
Ryan Reeves is somebody I'd listen to for 90 minutes 3 times a week or 2 times a week or whatever. I think he's a great personality because he's willing to say things and he gives you insights like that. And I wonder if some of that is a reason the Toronto Maple Leafs had to get rid of him.
Ugh.
I wonder.
That's dumb.
I wonder if he was just too honest to some of the guys who don't like the honesty reported back to them.
You know, earlier in the show, we were talking about guys the Leafs lost. They lost Revo.
They lost that personality for sure.
Mm-hmm. Remember when he was with the team doing the whole pregame fire up and everything in the Boston series for games he wasn't playing?
Mm-hmm. Every game,
you guys are lifeless.
Every game, they use his video on the Jumbotron at Scotiabank Arena to get the crowd hyped up to start the games in the seasons where he was on the team. And even when he was scratched, like he's the intro, and he comes in, he's like, "Everybody, stand up now! Your Leafs are coming out!" And they all come out of the tunnel, and he was the hype guy, and it was kind of awesome. Now, the on-ice stuff, we went through that for years with him, being a competitive player and not being healthy scratch. But personality-wise, it's something like I would love to have in my locker room and have that guy around.
There is no draw that stirs the drink with the Toronto Maple Leafs right now.
Yeah.
And now look at the Sharks. It's all him.
They're
good.
good.
Everybody's saying.
All him. And Liljegren.
All right, should we wrap it up there?
Sure.
All right, well, we're going to wrap it up there. We'll do a press conference on Friday. How's that?
Sounds great.
We'll make room. Anything else? Oh, I'm streaming tomorrow night. Los Angeles versus Toronto. A rematch of the 1993 Western Conference Final. Again, for the 70 millionth time since.
Did they win that one?
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.